Big footy Tigercast fans, welcome to the very first segment of Ask Us Anything. As you all know, we love to interact with you all on all the socials, whether it's Twitter or Facebook, YouTube, you name it, we love to have a chat. And we notice a lot of you have some really good questions that we don't necessarily get to during the shows. So I thought what we would do is we would take some of the better questions that we see and answer a few in short form content, just because some of them are really good questions and they deserve to be answered. So the first one we're going to go with tonight is from Scott. Now, Scott hit me up on Twitter and he posed this question. Why haven't we bothered to find a proper replacement for Jack Riewoldts? We knew he was going to retire eventually, and with Lynch out, we have by far the worst four-line in the AFL. It's horrible. Are there going to be any priority signing Harry Armstrong or just midfielders? Scott, firstly, thank you for sending through the question, mate. Much appreciated. And it's a very good observation and a really interesting topic to talk about, to be honest. So it was a bit of a unique situation. For those who have sort of been hanging around long enough to see some of our trade shows as well, you'll remember that a little while ago, Tiggs identified that Ben King was a target of ours from Gold Coast. And look, he's probably a target of a few clubs, but from what the information Tiggs could gather is that the club felt they were in a relatively strong position to make a genuine play to get Ben King across. And this is why I think you'll find that we didn't use any of our draft picks in previous drafts for a lot of key talent forwards. We had obviously Samson Ryan waiting in the wings. We got Tom Lynch, Jack Riewoldts at the time. And I think part of the plan was to get a ready-made forward in, with King being plan A and Cadman being plan B. Now, the twist on this story is Richmond were allegedly in the box seat to land King if he wasn't going to recommit to the Gold Coast Suns. The problem was that all of this legwork that was done from Richmond to convince King to come to our club was led by Dimmer, who, as we now know, eventually became the coach of the Gold Coast Suns where he currently plays. So I don't actually think that's ever happened in the history of trades before, where the coach actively chasing a player ends up to then going to coach the club that he's trying to poach the player from. So an extraordinary twist of circumstances that ultimately led to King deciding to stay, because obviously Dimmer was selling him a dream and some, a vision for Richmond that he's now just transferred to Gold Coast, and Ben King's bought in and obviously recommitted to the club. So that's how we didn't land Ben King, which kind of threw a spanner into the works for our key forward department. During that process, though, my personal opinion is because we thought we were so far down the track with King, the Cadman one kind of went by the wayside a bit, and he ended up signing up for the Giants again as well. However, as Grock and Tiggs have both been very adamant on for a long time, that we've definitely still got one eye on Cadman, and Grock still even thinks that a potential play for Cadman could come through next year or the year after. So that part's definitely a watch this space. What will be interesting to your second point about Harry Armstrong, obviously we've made a few videos raving about Harry Armstrong, should I say, and there's a few other key forwards that we're going to talk about on Monday night show. What I'm going to find fascinating is if we don't take a key forward with any of the picks that we have in this draft, for me, that signals an intention that we know we're getting one from another way, whether that's trade, free agency, whatever it might be. Because as you rightly pointed out, we just don't have the depth in that area. Obviously, Lafau did a really good job for us, but he won't be back in until halfway through the year. Campbell Gray, I think, will be the one who will partner up Tom Lynch for a little bit in the early days. Jacob Bauer will obviously get some more game time as well. I'm not sure if he's a genuine size for a proper second forward, but I really like what he's got to offer, that aside. But yeah, we still need that next big, powerful forward. And yeah, Harry Armstrong, I would love to target personally. If he's still there, I think there's a small chance he'll get to 10 or 11. It needs a little bit of luck. If that happens, I wouldn't be shocked if we grabbed him. That being said, if we don't get him, there's a few others that we might jump onto later on, but the Cadman piece is still the interesting one, which is still a little bit of a live play, so watch this space. But very good question, Scott. Thank you for sending that through, and I hope that answers a little bit of it. And let's hope we either draft a good young forward this draft, or we see someone come through in trades in the coming years. And like always, guys, if you want to have a question answered by any of us, just let us know in the comments below what you'd like to ask, and make sure you like and subscribe for more, and we'll see you for the next one.